An Alabama military base has become the first in the United States to ask for proof of vaccination from service members not wearing a mask while on duty. The new rule at Fort Rucker applies only to uniformed personnel, of which there are about 5,000 assigned to the base. Which houses the Army's aviation branch, is also home to thousands of civilian dependents and civilian employees. Democratic Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill of New Jersey joins us now. She's a United States Navy veteran, a member of the House Armed Services Committee. MSNBC contributor Mike Barnicle joins the conversation as well. Good morning to you both, Congresswoman. I will begin with you on the question of coronavirus, how the state of New Jersey, how your district is doing. We've been talking to some public health experts this morning, sounding the alarms that their concerns are not just for the states where people are not vaccinated, many across the South, but even perhaps masks should come back in places where they've done well, like in the state of New Jersey, for example. What are you hearing? How concerned are you about this surge from the Delta variant?
Well, Willie, I was watching your reporting earlier on MSNBC, and it's really heartbreaking to see those stories from the South because it brought me back to when we were facing horrible caseloads here in New Jersey. And the vaccines have helped tremendously here. The reason you're not hearing from New Jersey as much, the most densely populated state in the nation, is because we've had such a huge vaccine effort, but we are still fighting misinformation. And you can almost one-for-one track the hospital cases and the deaths with areas and populations that are vaccine resistant. So it's critical that we get people vaccinated. And then we need to keep an eye on the new variants. We are very concerned about those, and we know that our children aren't vaccinated right now, and we're seeing just concerning numbers in some young people. So we have to keep up the vaccine rates, and then if the CDC determines we need to have masks in certain places, especially in the fall as we move back indoors, we know in the Northeast the fall presents real challenges for us as we move inside, then we're going to need to do so.
Yeah, and as schools open up, too, as you know well as a mother. So let me ask you, Congresswoman, yesterday you and the congressional delegation in New Jersey hosted Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm in New Jersey to talk about infrastructure and this massive package that's being debated in the Congress right now. What are some of the needs in your district, and are you confident that this big piece of legislation will move through not just the Senate, but move through your body as well?
Well, Willie, as you know, this is a really, really tricky legislative dance that we have going on here with the bipartisan infrastructure bill and the reconciliation bill, both with some really critical things for my state, New Jersey. Of course, physical infrastructure, we've got to get the Gateway Tunnel project funded. That is a huge infrastructure investment that's important. We also need grid resilience, not just to withstand some of the superstorms and hurricanes we've seen recently in the Northeast with more and more frequency, but also getting our new green power into the grid as we move into wind and solar for our power grid. But then in the reconciliation bill, we have some critical measures as well, such as childcare, for example. We know even before the pandemic, for every one space in our childcare centers, there were 2 children in New Jersey that needed it. Now projections are 5 children for each space. And I'm already hearing from employers saying they can't find enough employees. And part of that is related to childcare. We want to make sure that we are investing in clean power and clean energy. As you said, I had Secretary Granholm in my district. It was incredibly exciting to talk to her about all of the jobs in clean energy. And we have in New Jersey the largest investment in offshore wind. We have solar panels that are innovative. They're going to start to look like regular roof tiles. So for all of you who've been sort of holding out on your home solar panels, we've got some great news coming up. But we've got to make those investments. However, we've got to address the state and local tax deduction cap. That has been such a weight on my district and districts across the nation that we are going to need to see some of that in the upcoming reconciliation bill.
Congresswoman Mike Barnicle has a question for you. Mike?
Congresswoman, according to experts, at least every expert that we speak to, the Delta variant that is out there now is not going to be the only variant, that this is not going to go away. So what is your view at some point, public institutions like public schools, public state colleges, that there's going to be mandatory vaccination policies enforced? What do you feel about that?
Well, Mike, unfortunately, from everything I've heard, you're exactly right. And part of the reason we are going to keep seeing these variants is because we have too large of an unvaccinated population. And that just allows the virus to mutate and grow. And so that is the reason that I am such a proponent of getting everyone vaccinated so we can ensure we can keep people protected and stop these new strains from growing. But with that said, we are already seeing some moves, such as in our hospital and healthcare areas, of moving to mandatory vaccines. And we're going to have to see what other areas that makes sense for, such as you were talking about the base. And if not mandatory vaccinations, then having to show that you were vaccinated in order maybe not to wear a mask in certain critical spaces so that we can stop the spread, because it is so damaging. I have 4 children, and they have got to go back to in-person school in the fall. It has been so damaging. I've heard from so many parents who say, you know, I was just hearing a heartbreaking story from one parent whose son went away to college, was far from home, in his dorm. His roommate decided not to go to college, and he said he's really suffered some mental health problems in the aftermath of that, of being alone the whole time. We've got to get our kids back. They've got to be back at their activities, and to do that, we've got to create a safe environment.
Congresswoman, let me ask you to put on your national security hat for a second as a veteran. As you've watched how the withdrawal from Afghanistan has gone, sort of how abrupt it's been, and how quickly the Taliban has taken some of the territory there, do you have any concerns about the Biden administration's policies in this regard?
Well, Casey, it's an honor to get asked a question by you on your last day here. I'm so sorry you're leaving, but I look forward to your next step. But yes, I have a lot of concern about pulling out from Afghanistan, as we knew it would be a very, very difficult process. But we have been there for 20 years. This is our nation's longest war. And we have accomplished militarily what we could accomplish. And mainly that is protecting this nation from violent extremist attacks. We've combated violent extremism, rooted out al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, and that's been so important. And we owe a huge debt of gratitude to our servicemen and women who kept us safe here at home. Now we are pulling out, and as we do so, we have now got to protect all of those people who have been so instrumental in protecting us in Afghanistan. So the translators, the drivers, the national security, the security contractors who were with our men and women in the field, protecting them, keeping them safe. I have so many veteran friends who served, anyone who served any length of time in Afghanistan has a story about how someone, either their translator or their driver, saved their life, really, by giving them information. And so now it's up to us to get them safely out of Afghanistan along with their families.
Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill, thank you so much for being on this morning. It's good to see you.